Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Rashida, and this channel is called Conquering the Woman Within. But before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that if nobody told you that they love you today, I love you, and you're always welcome here because you are enough. You are good enough. And I want you to know that. No more telling yourself that you're not. So let's get started. So go grab your coffee, go grab your tea, sit back, relax, enjoy yourself. You may want to take some notes, so grab a pen or a pencil and let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to ask you, the question that I wanted to ask you was, who are you? Who am I? Who am I as a woman, and who do I want to be or become? So the reason I created this channel, which is called Conquering the Woman Within, because I didn't always have confidence in myself. I was just not that person that would just have faith in myself or believed in myself enough to move forward and accomplish my dreams and accomplish my goals. It was just not in me at the time because people have been tearing me down majority of my life. So I always believed that, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be stuck. I'm supposed to not have nothing. I'm supposed to be comfortable with where I am. And I'm supposed to listen to them, that they will continually dictate my life so that I can't move ahead, not knowing that the people that filled my mind with these toxic thoughts, they didn't have my best interest at hand. And I didn't know it because I loved them very much, or what I thought was love. And it could be the people in your family, it can be friends, coworkers, or whoever. If they are consistently telling you that you can't do this, you tell them your goals, you tell them your dreams, and if they are consistently telling you that you can't, then you are in the wrong circle. You have the wrong tribe that you're surrounding yourself with. And it took me a long time to get out of that. But I'm here today to tell you that welcome to your new tribe. This is your new family, because I'm going to always be in your corner with you. I'm going to get down in the trenches with you, and we're going to come up together, because that's why I created this channel. Because no more, listening to people dictate to me and tell me that I can't do something. Oh, that'll never work. Oh, that ain't going to happen, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm here with you. And remember, I love you and I believe in you. And I want you to start believing in yourself that you can. And stop telling yourself you can't, and stop telling yourself you're not good enough, because you can and you are good enough. If you're willing to put your best foot forward, you can believe in yourself and you can do what you were meant to do. So the first thing I wanted to ask you was, what do you see when you look in the mirror? What do you see? Because when I used to look in this, I saw rejection. I saw abandonment, fear, low self esteem, no confidence, no love. I didn't think people loved me because they was always consistently hurting me. I'm not good enough. Um, I saw procrastination. I was stuck and stagnant. I just saw all these things every time I looked at myself in the mirror. Unbelief. I was a people pleaser. I was always comparing myself to others. Why don't I have this? Why do they have this? I was lonely. I felt alone. I was depressed. I had a lot of anxiety. And I saw all of that in here every time I looked in the mirror. But you know what? I will put on the facade every day, and I will put on a smile after I put on my makeup, and then I will go out and I will play the part, because that's what we're doing. We're playing the part because we don't want anybody to see that we're hurting and that we're in pain. So we play the part and we continue to keep moving forward, not realizing that that's going to continue to hinder us in the long run. And it did. It hindered me for years, from adolescence to adulthood. And, you know, you got to get to a point where you say, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of people telling me what to do. I'm tired of not believing in myself. I'm tired of being stuck year after year doing the same thing over and over and over, because I believe that is the definition that Merriam-Webster called insanity. When you consistently doing something over and over, year after year after year, and you trying to get a different result but keep coming up the same result, that's called insanity. And nobody is crazy here. So I want to be able to walk with you. I'm going to get down in the trenches with you. I'm going to be your personal cheerleader, and I'm going to help you come up. because I had people in my corner that helped me to really see myself and to see what was going wrong in my life and to help me transform my mindset. And that's what this channel was about. This channel is about helping you to create a new mindset, to think new, to love yourself, to believe in yourself, that you can conquer that woman within. Because right now she's sleeping, she's lying dormant, and you just feel like, I know there is more to life than this, because I used to tell myself all that all the time. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was rejection. And rejection is just another way of being redirected to something better. So if you just experience rejection, or you have in the past, and you like, oh, it's my fault, and this and that, or you wanted this job really bad and you didn't get it, and now you're beating yourself up, or this relationship didn't work out, or whatever it may be, stop beating yourself up, because something better is coming. Whenever you're rejected, that means either it wasn't yours, or it's not time yet. So don't beat yourself up any longer because you've been rejected. Rejection is redirection. Put that in the chat below. Rejection is redirection. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is abandonment. I was abandoned as a child and I couldn't understand it. I used to always wonder why my parents left me, but it wasn't until I became an adolescent where, it really hit me that I still didn't have a full understanding of why people was always walking in and out of my life, in and out of my life. And it just hurt so bad, because I always thought it was my fault. I always thought that, the person didn't care about me, they didn't love me, and that's why they will always leave me. So that stuck with me, and that's what I saw in that mirror every day: abandonment. The next thing I saw was fear. And we'll talk more about these topics that I'm going over now. We'll talk more about those in future videos. So fear was the biggest thing in my life. Fear stopped me, oh my goodness, from putting my best foot forward, from believing in myself, my dreams. Because if somebody always told me that I couldn't do something or it'd never work, I believed them, because I thought they knew better than I did. Because they were older or had more experience, and it would never work. So I believed them, and I didn't believe in myself. So, I was miserable. I was living a life of what other people wanted me to do, and I just was so miserable, excuse me. So you know what? I decided enough was enough. I got pick myself up, I dust myself off, and I said, you know what? This ends today. I removed myself from that toxic environment that I was in, because being in a toxic environment, that creates rejection and abandonment and fear, because people tolerate you when you're in a toxic environment. They tolerate you, they don't celebrate you. If you're not in an environment where you're celebrated for, wanting more, then you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people. So it's time to do a self-reflection. Am I in the right environment? Do these people have my back? Are they cheering me on to want more, or do they just want me to stay stuck and stagnant and basically be below them? Because I've been around that all my life, where people didn't want me to surpass them. They wanted me to stay here. And as long as I was here, they was happy. But as soon as I started to inch up, they would just say something to me and it would bring me right back down. And I did that for so long, until I said enough was enough. So once I removed myself from that toxic environment and surrounded myself with the right tribe, with the right people, I began to grow. My mindset began to transform. I began to change down on the inside, and I began to move forward. I began to accomplish my dreams. I began to accomplish my goals, and it just kept getting better and better and better. And I want to let you know that I'm here with you. I'm going to be down in the trenches with you to help you come up. This is your new tribe. This is your new family. I'm your family, and I'm going to be there to cheer you on all the way. So the next thing I want to talk about is low self-esteem. Like I said, if you're in a toxic environment and you're around the wrong people, your self-esteem is going to consistently be low, because you're going to always think that you're not good enough. Nobody loves you. Nobody, wants you. And that's what they want you to think. But today is a new day. And I want you to know that you are loved. We got to start believing in ourselves. The first step is we got to love ourselves. What are you doing to to love yourself. Because the first thing in loving yourself is we need to stop thinking negative thoughts about ourselves. We need to transform our minds. We need to renew what's going on in here. We have to start believing in us, believing in ourselves, so we can wake up that sleeping woman inside, that confident woman inside, because it's time for her to come forth, and it's time for you to move forward. No more being stuck, no more being stagnant. Today is a new day for you. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is no love. And didn't have love because I didn't really understand what love was until I became an adult. Because I thought as a child, I was receiving love, but my grandparents was from the old school. So having a roof over your head, clothes on your back, shelter, food, that was love to them, because I never physically heard love, I love you, but that was the way they knew how to show love. So what I did was, as I got older and I became a pre-adolescent stage and then adolescence, I will go out and look for love in the wrong places, thinking that I can get love from a boyfriend, thinking that I can get love from other people out there. But in reality, they was just adding more and more just negativity and toxicity, excuse me, in into my head, into my mind. They would tell me what I wanted to hear, which was I love you, because I love you is easier said than done. Because if you don't mean it in here, then it doesn't mean a thing. You can say I love you all day long, and see, by me not really understanding what love was, that's what I did. I would say I love you to anybody. Oh, I love you to my boyfriend. Oh, I love you. Do you love me? And then when they didn't reciprocate the feelings that I had for them, it was now abandonment is rising up. Now rejection is rising up. And that all stemmed from because I didn't know who I was. I didn't have an identity. And, that can be hard for some of us because we don't know who we are. We've been wandering aimlessly through life, letting other people tell us who we are, which we lose ourselves. But now today it's time for you to find yourself. It's time for you to stand up. It's time for you to take back your power, take back your authority, and become the woman that you know that you always wanted to become. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is procrastination. And that was another one. Procrastination. Oh, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Oh, I'm gonna do it next week. Oh, I'm gonna do it next year. And guess what? Another year done rolled around and I'm back in the same place doing the same thing. And it's like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to do it today. And then today turn into tomorrow, and tomorrow turn into next week and next month and next year. And then here we go, year two. And it just continues to keep going on and on and on. And then when you look back, it's like, oh my goodness, I didn't accomplish anything. And, if you're tired of working in the same job, or, you're tired of just, the rigmarole, the rat race of life, it's time to change. And change is hard. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. And a lot of people are scared of change. I know I was one of them. Are you scared of change? Because today is where things begin to change for you. And I'm going to help you do that. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was unbelief. Do you believe in yourself? Do you have unbelief in your heart that, oh, I wanted to accomplish this dream. I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to get that master's degree. And, you just didn't believe in yourself. You keep telling yourself, oh, I'm too old. I done missed my chance. No, you didn't. Please stop telling yourself that. You are not too old. You did not miss your chance. See, we have been conditioned to believe that, we have to do things by a certain age. But who told us that? The world tells us, oh, you got to be married by this age. Oh, you need to have this by this age. But it ain't about them. It's about you. It's about you being able to stand up and to do the things that you've always wanted to do. I'm 49 years old. I'll be 50 years old this year. And you know what? Because people have told me over and over again, oh, you can't get this, you can't do that. And I believed them for so many years. But you know what? I went back to school and doing my master's degree because that's something that I always wanted to do. You're not too old, and please stop telling yourself that, and it's not too late. If you want to do something, you can do it now. Take that step forward to achieve those goals, achieve those dreams. It's not too late for you. So moving on to the next one was people pleasing. So let me tell you that, you ever seen Pinocchio? He being pulled by those strings. That was me. because wherever somebody pulled my string, I will go. If I had something to do and I didn't have time to do something, but if somebody was like, can you please take me here? I would put everything on hold that I knew was important to me and take care of them, because I wanted them to like me, because I didn't want them to be angry at me. So now I done miss my appointment or miss what I was supposed to do because I made sure that they got to their appointment, or they got to the store, or whatever it is, or they wanted me to do. I made sure that I did it. And you know what? It still ain't make them like me anymore. It just allowed them to treat me like dirt. Oh, she'll do it. Call her up. She ain't, her stuff ain't important. She'll do it. Call her up. She'll take me here. She'll take me there. And you know what? I did it because I thought what I knew was what I thought was love was not love. It was just they was just tolerating me. I was a puppet. And that's what I was, a puppet to them. They pulled the strings and I jumped and I moved in whatever direction they wanted me to go. But you know what? Like I said, you have to know when enough is enough. And I got tired of being pulled this way and that way. So I decided one day that it was just, I'm done. I was tired. I was at rock bottom. And the time was up for me of them pulling my strings. So you know what? Like I said, I removed myself from that toxic environment and surrounded myself with a new tribe, with a new family of people who saw the potential in me. And I see the potential in you. And I know that I know in my heart that you want this, that you want better. And today is the day that you can get started to moving towards better. Because when you know better, you do better. So the next thing is comparison. Oh my goodness, that was a big one. And let me tell you, comparison is a thief. Comparison will steal from you. Comparison, I will compare myself to others. Oh, they got this. I'm going to go and get this. I think it's called keeping up with the Joneses, but keeping up with the Joneses was making me in the putting me in the poorhouse. So because I wanted people to like me, so I would spend my last bit of money on this or on that, just so I can hear them give me compliments to validate me. And they didn't really mean that. They meant harm to me. They didn't care that I had something new or that I spent my last paycheck on this or on that, because I was comparing myself to them. I wanted them to like me. I wanted them to love me. But like I said, I really didn't understand what it meant. So please don't compare yourself to what other people got. You don't know what they did in order to get what they have. So you don't want what they have. You can work towards getting your own things. And it's not all about material things. The most important thing that you need to have is knowledge. You need a renewed, transformed mind. Transform the way you think, the way you see things. And when you begin to transform what's up here, then everything around you will begin to change and you'll have a new perspective on life. So the next thing is loneliness. Oh my goodness. I thought I was so lonely. Loneliness set in of being alone because I didn't have a boyfriend, or, it was just like, I had an apartment, or I had apartments, and I would never stay home. How many of you out there like that? You would never stay home because you didn't want to be by yourself. And I'm in this toxic environment and I'm surrounding myself with these people day in and day out and day in and day out. And like I said, they was pulling my strings, but I enjoyed being with them. Even though they treated me wrong, it didn't matter because I was surrounded by people just from my thoughts playing on that loop over and over again, because I didn't want to be by myself, because then those thoughts would begin to talk to me and tell me, oh, you wasn't good enough. Oh, he ain't want you. And they just played. So in order for me to stop the negative thoughts that were playing on the loop in my mind, I would go sit in that toxic environment with those people day in and day out, just so I can focus on something else. I can focus on them. So you're not alone. You're not alone. And like I said, I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to get down in the trenches with you and we going to come up together, because I love you and I want to see you progress. I want to see you grow. and be the woman who you were called to be. So the next one is depression. Oh my goodness. That's a biggie one. And when depression set in, anxiety set in. And that all stemmed from me, from a child. And it just grew with me. And the more broken I became because I was broken, and then the more toxicity got put into my mind, and then I inhaled those negative thoughts, and everything just began to play. You are no good. Oh, you'll never amount to nothing. And all that just played in my mind over and over and over and over again. And you know what? It brought me into adulthood, and they just kept replaying and replaying and replaying until I said enough is enough. I got tired of hearing you're not good enough. I got tired of hearing what you want, it ain't going to happen. I got tired of saying, go get a job, because I wanted to go back to school. Oh, that ain't going to work. You don't need no degree. And, you want to surround yourself with people that love you and that believe in you and that want to see you grow. So just take a minute to reflect. Are you around people who are taking from you, or are you around people who are pouring into you? Ask yourself that question. Because if you are around takers, they're going to continue to take from you. And you're going to continue to sit in the same place year after year after year. So just think about that. Are the people you surrounding yourself taking from you, or are they pouring into you to build you up? Because remember, we as women, we get torn down so much. And we have to stop tearing each other down. We have to stop allowing other people to tear us down. And we have to spring up. You know how a palm tree, if you ever saw a palm tree in the storm, it sways and it goes down all the way, but then it snaps back up. That's what we have to do. We can't allow people to take from us any longer. Don't you bend, but not break. You can bend, but don't break. And it's okay. Give yourself some grace. It's okay to not have it all together. It's okay to just take a breather, to stop and just breathe. It's okay to cry, but don't stay there. Give yourself time to grieve, to cry, and say, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to move forward. And I can't be here again next year. So now is the time to change. Today is a new day for you. Today is a new day for all of us. Put new day down in the comments. Today is a new day. All right. So the thing is, what I wanted to do is, every time I post a video, I'm going to leave you with some action steps. So after each video, I'm going to give you an action step to do that you can write down and ponder on it until you see the next video, until the next video is posted. So what I want you to do is write down these 3 things. Okay, so the first thing is, I want you to write down 3 things in your life that you see when you look in the mirror. What 3 things are dictating your life right now when you look in the mirror? Write down 3 things in your life that you see when you look in the mirror. What are those 3 things that are stopping you from moving forward? I want you to write them down. And then the next question is, what 3 things are keeping you from moving forward? Are these the same 3 things that you see every day that are keeping you from moving forward? So I want you to ponder on that. So each time I post a video, and before the video is over, I'm going to give you an action step that you can ask yourself, that can begin to help you reflect, take a self-reflection, do self-inventory. So that way, because if you're not taking, reflecting or doing inventory on yourself, you're not going to change. So you need to start writing down the things that you want to change. Just 3. You start small. We're just going to start with 3. And then we'll move on to the next thing. So I am so grateful that you are here today. And I hope that, you learned something today, because we can learn from each other. And I want you to put a butterfly emoji down in the comments, because we are transforming and we are changing. Just like the butterfly go through stages. They start out as the caterpillar, It goes from the caterpillar into a chrysalis. It spins and go into a chrysalis. And then from the chrysalis, it becomes a butterfly. And that's what we are doing right now. We are going to be transformed. Our mind is going to be renewed. We are going to conquer the woman within so that you can stand up and you can take back your power. You can take back your authority from people who have been taken from you for so long. Now it's time for you to grow. It's time for you to awaken that sleeping woman inside. It's time for her to take her stand. And I want to empower you every step of the way. So remember, if you enjoyed this video, please share it, please like, and please subscribe. And until the next video, remember, I love you and you are always welcome here. So have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.